Oh, all right, we're live. Cool. Hopefully, there's some people over here and everyone's not chilling over at the Snowboard Pro Camp live chat down in Santiago. Anyone have any questions about snowboard gear right now? Anyone? Waiting for it here. Anyways, as you guys all know, we dropped 109 snowboard reviews. There are 9 more, 8 more, 8 more, 107 reviews. There's 8 or 9 more that need to get dropped, and those will be up by Monday. And I forgot in the last live stream that the 2020 Jones flagship review is not live. It will be live probably by Monday at the latest. I've just got to sit down and edit that. Also, there will be a new top 5 tomorrow. I know normally we do them on Wednesday, but due to the nature of dropping the reviews and getting everything done, I had to do that. So get that finished. So there will be a new top 5 coming out on Friday. Let's dive into some questions here. Fresh Rancid, hi again. 47 or 53 Orca. I'm 155 pounds, heavy snow, not too steep mountains. I actually think you asked me this on the review. 47, bud. 47. You need a 47. Next question comes in from James Bray. Are there any boards that you have slammed in a review but have since tried again and actually liked maybe your riding style changed? No. I mean, when they've gotten a drastic overhaul and redid the whole board, yes, my opinion has changed. But when everything stays the same across the board, I mean, classic example, there used to be a board designer for Ride Snowboards named Paul McGinty. And he used to test me year over year by giving me a Machete GT to ride that nothing changed in. He'd be like, yeah, just go tell me what you think of this thing. And I'd go back and be like, it's a fucking Machete GT and it fucking sucks. So that's kind of everything there. Tyler Zach asks, how much did the redesign change on the 2020 flagship? So it's a whole shape overhaul on it, and they changed the flex profile on it as well. So it's a little bit softer than it's been in years past. In the surf, hey, just came over from the pro camp because I'm not sure if I've ever seen you live. I haven't done a live chat until today in about 2 years. So yeah. And he also asks, any opinions on the Super Pig? Not sure if you reviewed. So just so everyone knows, we dropped 107 reviews at midnight today. So there are a shit ton of reviews. There is a Super Pig review that is totally up. I love that board. It is the perfect culmination between a mountain pig and a war pig for the rad dad guy out there. So let's see. Question from Craywind. Have any later tests affected earlier reviews? If you mean like the same board, as I've already said, if nothing has changed with that board, generally the opinion doesn't change. I think there's maybe been, in like 15 years of doing this, 2 or 3 boards that I've actually changed my opinion and generally enjoyed more. We got a super chat from NGen. Did you notice any differences between last year's Orca and the new one? I never rode the last year one. I didn't get a chance to get on it. I got injured 3 days before I was supposed to pick up something like 20 Mervin boards. So I canceled meeting up with the rep to get those. So I actually never rode the 2019 Orca. I've only ridden the 2020. Let's see. Just so everyone knows, Ian the Welshman is here. Just so everyone knows, he's here. So Google, So my wife is deciding between a Jones Flagship 155 and a Capita Kazu 151 to upgrade to from the Jones Dreamcatcher. Basically, explore. We ride mostly Vermont, but go west twice a season. If I had to choose between a Flagship or a Kazu, it would be the Kazu hands down. That board is fucking phenomenal. Now, it is a little more aggressive, so for a woman, that might be a little too much, but that camber profile just has so much snap and pop and drive out of it. That board just locks into turns. So if she gets a chance, I'd say have her demo it just to see if that's something that she might like. And isn't there a women's Flagship too? I thought there was. I don't know. I need a women's reviewer. Aaron Chung asks, currently on a 157 Mercury and 32 lashed 10.5. Any recommendations for a stiffer boot, mainly ride all mountain freestyle? Well, the best boot is the one that fits your foot. So generally what you need to do is go and cross-reference price, because the cheaper the boot, the softer it is, the more expensive the boot. the stiffer it is, but you're going to need to try on a ton of boots to figure out what you like. I mean, I can throw some recommendations. I mean, if you're looking for a stiffer all mountain freestyle boot, probably something like the K2 Masis Plus, maybe the Ride. Is it? It's not the Insano. There's that other one. It's not the Fuse. I'm trying to think. The Jackson, maybe? Is that what it is? I can't think of it off the top of my head. Something from like mid-level Burton, possibly. I mean, the Lashed is a really soft boot, and it only gets softer after you start to break it in. So, but yeah. Let's see. What else we got here? Footist Utmost. Hey, how about the 2020 Yes Typo? How did it compare with the 2019 model? Any other similar boards? So the 19 to the 20, there was a flex change in the 20, so it's a hair softer than it. If you want something comparable, I'd say the Ride Algorithm, which is just like a sleeper hit board from Ride. Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to market it that much, but that would be one that I would highly, highly consider being very comparable to the Typo. Paul RS tested some Karua boards. Greetings from Austria. Throw another shrimp on the Barbie, mate. No, that's a Dumb and Dumber reference. So no, I did not ride any Karuas. They have a really unique U.S. distribution that is monopolized by Evo. So that, and I'm pretty sure the only person that got boards in the U.S. from them was James from the Good Ride, and he likes to keep everything he gets because the guy sucks dicks with his butthole. So unfortunately, he hoarded them, and I wasn't able to get them. I'm going to try to hit the guys up and see if I can get something from them, but no guarantee. Ellis Pintar, didn't see a review for the 2020 War Pig. Is it the same as previous years? Yes, 100%. Nothing changed. Graphics, that's it. If I had to choose, yeah, I would have ridden it, but it's just a graphic change, so no reason to change that. Devin Giori, thinking about buying a new but old 2017 IPP Honolulu on a deep sale price. Should I fork up the extra couple $100 for a 2020? No. It hasn't changed. That board, by and large, really hasn't changed since its inception after, I think it was year 2, because they switched factories. If you can save money, do it. Take that money, buy a season pass, buy more lift tickets, get out and shred more. There's nothing wrong with an older one. I have a Bloodlines Honolulu, and I have a Sin Eater Honolulu, and I still ride them regularly. Jorge Morales. Quiver is now 151 Super Pig, 151 War Pig, and a 62 United Shapes Cadet. What am I missing in my quiver? Jib stick. Like straight jib stick, something like a K2 Worldwide Weapon, Ride Kink, Capita Horoscope. That would be the only thing that I could really think of. That and a rock board. That realistically looks like that's it. Oh, yes. Rabies S25S. When's top 5 reasons the Good Ride sucks vid dropping? You'll get one, but it might not be a top 5. It might be a top 25. Kevin and I and our friend Alan are all coming up with different reasons why they suck, and it might not be a top 5. It might be a full top 25. So, which is funny because the next question, why so much dislike with the Good Ride? Just asking. Oh, well, you really want to know? The guy doesn't know how to fucking snowboard. He's not a snowboarder. He's just a fat fuck tech nerd that decided he wanted to do reviews because he got upset because he was injured and he couldn't find what he was looking for because he didn't know how to fucking Google. The guy makes 2 laps down the middle, minimal turns, doesn't know how to set an edge, can't hit a jump, can't hit a jib, doesn't know how to butter, doesn't know how to flex a board, doesn't understand that when he's reviewing that the concept of a review is not for if you like it, but who would this be for? And that is who you need to review for. He regurgitates marketing speech. Basically, I could go on forever, but the top 5 or top 25 or whatever the fuck I do shitting on him will pretty much give you the reason. So, okay. All right, so D-Rick asks, Yo-ho, I thought the niche pyre would be more similar to the Super Pig, looking at the stats. Thought about the pyre for all mountain free ride because the price seems right on sale. It's not. It's a completely different ride altogether than the than the Super Pig. I think the Super Pig has a little more freestyle flair to it than the Pyre. The Pyre also has different drive off the tail. Like when you're carving it, you can feel that right away. Like it snaps different. I mean, they're built in two different factories. So if you like look at the ride, it's coming out of the Ride K2 factory in China, and then you look at the niche, and that's coming out of the Kyle factory in Austria. It's two different forms of construction to build like a similar end product, but it does play such a difference in how those boards actually ride. Tyler Dawes, any jib camber boards good for presses? Yes. The DC Ply. That board is hands down the best price point cambered jib board out there. I mean, the PBJ comes in second from DC. Then there would be the Interior Plane Project Haro. There is also the Ride Kink. I want to say they did a Worldwide Weapon in camber again for some reason, but I think I'm just being wishful on that. Those boards just stick out as being camber jib boards. You could even say like the Buckshot is pretty solid. The new Artifact has camber as well in there, so that could definitely be a top contender in there. John says, "What a dick, that James Beastie dude. I'm coming from a 2017 Jones Mountain Twin. Do you have any suggestions for something a little wider and a bit more aggressive on carves and jumps? Have you looked at the LibTech Hot Knife? That might be something to really consider. If not, have you thought about, I think they make a Mountain Twin and a wide. Actually, I know they make a Mountain Twin and a wide. Have you ever thought about possibly checking out that as well? That would be another one. Let's see what else is out there. You want something more aggressive on carves and jumps. There's also the LibTech E-Jack knife. But you want wider. The Hana Lee from IPP is not wider. K2 Broadcast could definitely be something to consider. Even the Afterblack, which they make a wide. The new Ride Burnout as well. Maybe even the Solomon Assassin Pro, not the regular Assassin, but the Assassin Pro. Let's see. Ronaldo asks, advantages of a regular shaped snowboard versus volume shifted boards, quicker turn initiation? No, because side cuts play more into that. The only time that it has a quicker turn initiation on a volume shifted is if you have a super tiny foot. So if you're like a size 8 or lower, then volume shifted tend to be a little more sluggish than their regular contemporaries. But if we're talking about it, if we're talking like a size 10 boot from a regular to a volume shifted, it's going to be very similar on there. The only real big difference that I find is having more nose and tail, which sometimes there are boards like, take, for example, the Rosinal Sushi, super volume shifted POW board, right? And now there's the Sashimi, which is like the middle grounds between the Sushi and the XV. That has more tail on it. So you end up with something more to land on, which I find is better if you're riding like steeper terrain, hitting a pillow line, or something where you're really coming down and you need that tail to land on so you can drive out. That's really where the big differences are. Igor OS, I wanted a new Ride Timeless, but it's been replaced by the Commissioner. Now I'm split between the Commissioner, Nidecker Ultralight, and the Jones Carbon Flagship. Any thoughts? I feel like the new Commissioner is actually better than the Timeless, because it doesn't have that metal top sheet in there, so it's not going to drastically be as heavy or have as much reverberation from micro chatter and shit coming back underneath. But out of those three, I would probably actually choose the Carbon Flagship. That would be my like go-to out of those three right there. So Google have you noticed any difference in the new Jones Flagship, new top sheet, or the new Optimistic new camber profile? So the new Jones Flagship has that wood top sheet in there. It looked good. That was about it. I didn't notice like anything structurally different with it. The Optimistic, I didn't get a chance to get on the new one yet. I don't think my rep had it when I asked for it. But I'll probably snag one of those in like November, December and get on that. So we'll see. see what's there. So Churning Parcast, what's your favorite all-mountain carving board? The Telos DST, not the DST Carbon or Lightweight or whatever the fuck they're calling it because they changed the name like week to week on it. But the actual Telos DST, that board rolls and transitions from edge to edge so smoothly. It is uncanny how well that thing actually carves. And when you're on edge, the power and drive off that back foot is unprecedented. So, like, I know I've been hyping Telos by and large, and everyone's like, who the fuck's this Telos brand? They're making some amazing boards. And I think people just need to really, like, check that brand out. And if they did a whole, like, West Coast demo tour, and I think they're doing some demos in Europe. So if you get a chance, you should definitely be going to look at that. Oh, sweet. We're up to 45 people in the stream. I want to see if we can beat what we had earlier. We hit 98 peak stream on the morning stream. Sorry, I'm a little dehydrated. I went to the pain dungeon today and worked out. So let's see what else is going on. I feel like I missed a question or two here. Maybe I didn't. Oh, okay. So this goes back to Craywind. He kind of followed up a question that was split up, but he was basically asking if I ever changed my opinion on a board you've tested earlier in the season versus one in the later. So I want so just to understand this, I get a lot of production samples. So stuff that sometimes shit wasn't built right because it was a rush job. So I try to always take that into consideration when I'm writing the review or understand, or if someone tells me, hey, this is doing that or that. I've definitely ridden boards that I'm like, whoa, this is not what it's supposed to be, the exact same carryover. And it's not, and it's changed my opinion. Like the new 2020 flagship, I know the review isn't up yet, but the one I got was a pre-production sample, and I was riding it. And I made sure to text my rep, and I was like, yo, PD, what the hell's up with this board? Because this is like ultra soft. And he's like, oh, shit. Wow, you got the one that was like this fiberglass and this. It'll actually be stiffer than what you rode, but softer than what you had previously ridden the year before. So I know if I do hop on a production flagship, my opinion of what I rode is actually going to change a little bit. And I tried to be considerate of that and understand everything is and how that all works with stuff. I mean, unfortunately, like I test stuff so early and I've ridden thousands of boards. Like things change when they're building boards in the middle of the summer. I mean, I've seen some factories do some shady shit where they suddenly fill the cores with sawdust and shit. Marco Figueroa, you prefer K2 bindings over Union? Well, I did. K2 now has 3-degree canting in all their bindings for 2020, and with the fact that I can't my footbeds inside my boots, I can't my knees, just the alignment, it throws my knees off, so it throws my hips out and it fucks with my natural stance alignment. So I don't I'm supposed to be, actually I got to email George Kleckner over at Union, but I'm supposed to be getting a bunch of Union stuff. Last year I only got the Strata, but he said this year he's going to try to get me like 5 or 6 pairs of bindings to test. So I'd really like to see what I could do with all those and see. I'm basically a man without a binding company right now. I've been thinking about going back to Rome. There's a few things from Nitro I kind of dig, but they once again have a bunch of canting in there. Thought about Arbor, but you guys seem to have issues. Like everyone I know that has them has never had an issue, and then like the comments from you guys is like paint blew off, screws are stripping, ratchets exploded. And I'm just like, what the fuck are you guys doing to everything? I don't really get it. So let's see. In the Surface, Rome DOD versus Union Atlas. Okay, so funny story. I actually rode the Atlas, but it was like a year-old version, so it had a different heel strap on it this year for the first time. It was the worst fucking binding I think I've ever put my foot in. I fucking hated that binding. So I have to ride the new one. But by the end of the day, I almost took the bindings off and just left them in the base area with a note that said free. That's how bad I fucking hated them. I couldn't get them dialed the way I wanted. They were putting weird ass pressure points on my feet. The DoD, on the other hand, I think it's tried and true. Rome knows what they're doing. I believe they had some production issues over the last few years, so you got to kind of be aware of what year you're getting and what factory it came from. But they constantly strive to try to make things a little bit better. Let's see. Carson Pesci asks, what do you think about the 2020 Kilroy? That I need to ride it. That's literally it. Like, unfortunately, my local rep force got disbanded. There's only one guy here. They moved everything over to Utah. I don't know those guys. And when they're here, they're the cool guys. And we're from Utah and we're fucking cool. So they don't really want to talk to us because we're from Colorado. And I'm like, yo, just give me a bag full of boards and let me go ride. But I wasn't able to get him one. I'm going to try to talk to him in November. We'll see what happens and go from there. Michael Strobel asks, Angry, what do you think about the now drive bindings? Do these hangers work for a multiples of boards plus one binding setup? If you're talking about like that interchangeable hanger that they have, the concept is completely sound. Like, I think that'll actually work. If you're talking about like the hanger itself and the now skate tech that they have in there, I love that shit. Like, your drive and power changes so much underfoot. So when you're transitioning from edge to edge, it's a smoother transition, in my opinion, and it drives more power. You're like popping off the edge of your board is just insane with the now bindings. Let's see. Oh, Kevin Hub's here for a minute, by the way. So if anyone wants to @ Kevin Hub, he is in the chat. Kevin is working 26 hours a day, 8 days a week right now. So please join Angry Snowboarder VIP so we can steal him from his 7th, 8th, and 9th job. Marcus Hynex asks, I have the Flow Nexus from almost 4 years ago. Is it worth updating? Yes. Yes, it is. They're old. Bottle Rocket, top 5 volume shift for you. If we're talking volume shifted twin park boards, I'd put it in there. It's definitely at least in the top 10 there, Marco. So let's see. Jorge Morales asks, what's the primary difference between the Jones and the now bindings? Different straps? Basically, it's flex pattern in there, so they kind of cross-match different straps with a different chassis, which has different nylon and composite material in there, so it changes the flex around there. That's kind of it. I mean, they're realistically, the Jones bindings are just rebranded now bindings that tend to be a little bit stiffer. That's it. Video for Doe. Did you have any say in the Lumberjack X design? No. The Lumberjack X was all Nate. He basically just took the Lumberjack and cambered it. They changed the tip shape on that mainly so it was easier to bend the edges when they're insetting them, and that's realistically what it is. I mean, when I helped design the Lumberjack, I never had the intent of ever making that thing camber at all. So there you go. PW Kulas, what bindings do you recommend to replace Rome mob bindings to go on a war pig? Cheers, fuckface. Suck a fart, asshole. Well, you're coming off the mob, so you probably want something that's like a unibody, middle of the road binding. You could do the K2 Indies, you could do the K2 Formulas, the Burton Malavitas, the Burton Cartels. You might like the Jones or the now IPOs, or maybe the Brigade, or even the Yes, the Now Times Yes collab ones. Those might work as well. What is it? I want to say it's the Rodeo from Ride, but that might be too stiff. What else? The Solomon. No, it's not the fucking hologram. Was it? It's the Alibi. It's the one that doesn't have the shadow fit in it. That's like a $200 binding. I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. Let's see. Got some more questions down here. James Kelly, afternoon, evening here from the UK. Awesome. How's it going over there? It's probably rainy. Looking to replace my Never Summer Proto 2 for some camber, thinking niche theme or Lago double barrel. I like jumps. I will be using my Rome Vice. Both of those boards are super solid. I think the double barrel is actually a better board than the theme. The side cut's a little bit more dialed. The construction is a little bit beefier, in my opinion. So the theme's good. Don't get me wrong on that, but I think the double barrel is just a hair bit better. James McElroy, are you going to review any Donic boards? No. I'll just be honest. Why would I? They've got the spokesman Ryan Napton convincing everyone that they need a Napton twin or something. There's literally no reason for me to even bother doing it because the cult of Donic and the Kool-Aid they drink is too good. It would just piss people off if I suddenly said, no, this thing isn't that good, or it's okay. So yeah, that's about it. Graham Schick, did you review any nerd snowboards? How's your daughter? First off, is she like running yet? I don't know how old she is. Like she's like 20 now, right? I think, or 2, somewhere in there. They're all the same to me. No, I did not review any nerd snowboards because they've never been created, and you know this, and I know this. Anton Clark, which Burton binding do you prefer, Cartel or Malavita? Depends on the day, but if I had to choose for consistency's sake, it would probably be the Cartel every time. It's tried and true. I know what I'm getting into. I can grab it, go, and ride. So there's that. John, have you tried the Burton Deep Thinker? Any thoughts on it? If yes. I believe I rode like 2 laps on it one time. I mean, it's a solid board. Don't get me wrong. It's got, it's like a Rad Dad board that you can kind of just rip the whole mountain. I mean, I put it on the same pace or same page as the Wired Vantage or the Niche Maelstrom, which, by the way, if you're looking at a Deep Thinker, definitely go check out the new Niche Maelstrom. That board is fucking phenomenal. So, yeah. So, Graham's daughter is 18 months, not 20 years old. Don't know why I thought that was the same. Either way, all good. Brandon Adkins, what boot should I wear? The one that fits your foot and fits your needs. That's going to be my answer every single fucking time. Oh, yes, and Kevin's chiming in that the Deep Thinker was a board. He agrees with me. Get a Maelstrom. And Brandon should ride Sorel's. I'm so happy that Kevin is here. I'm literally so fucking happy Kevin is here. He couldn't be in the room with me, but I know that he's sitting on his phone answering these questions. So stoked. So there we go. Let's see. I feel like I missed a question up here. Let's see. Where did I miss anything up here? I think you guys are just like debating those hangers and stuff. Just whatever. Matthew Harkness. Hey, mate from Oz. Was listening to some of your podcasts heading to snow last week. You had me in stitches. You're a funny fucker. I don't think I'm funny. I think shit just comes out of my mouth and people are like, that's not appropriate. I should laugh at it. I don't really know. I've also realized I have no empathy or sympathy towards anyone anymore. I'm probably dead inside. It might be cancer. It just might be death. I don't really know. Oh, there's my boy, Matt Platt. Why don't you start writing now as your primary bindings? Because they don't give them to me for free. I know I can still hit up K2 and get free shit. No, write out my K2s for the end of the season, so I knew what I was on. Going to a new binding that's going to be a consistent, like everyday binding. I need to get like a solid 30, 40 days on it, break it in before I even start reviewing with it. So, I've been actually hunting around on eBay looking for old K2s from like 2-3 years ago before they put the canting in there so I can just buy the base plates and rip my straps off. Because if any of you have been following me for a while, my K2 Indies are not actual K2 Indies. They're K2 Indy chassis and high back with Formula straps, so I get the hinge, so it's a higher end strap on there, so it's like an Indy Formula hybrid because I've actually been riding Formulas without the canting on them, I want to say for like 11, 12 years, except for the one season I decided to get some nitro, they were Raiden Phantoms, and those were they were good, but they weren't great. And then I also had some like old 390 bosses that I custom jerry rigged with a bunch of parts. In case you guys haven't realized, I really like taking my bindings apart and like mixing like 3 or 4 different bindings into one. So there you go. Ian the Welshman, does Kevin know you sold him to Alan? Shut up. Shh. Don't tell Kevin that Alan now owns him. Alan's going to turn him into a skin suit. A skin suit. So yeah. James McElroy asks, what's the difference between a board that feels damp and one that feels it? That's actually a really solid question. Okay, so a damp board will dissipate energy, but it still has like a slight liveliness to it. Like, when you load it up, it's going to rebound, it's going to snap. A dead board it doesn't do shit. Like, you can land a jump and it literally makes a dunk sound. It'll be like, dunk, and you're like, what the fuck is that? Also, is my microphone picking up any of the weird noise in the background? There's some construction or some shit going on down the block, so I'm really hoping it's not affecting your guys' audio on this. So, Anton Clark asks, Orca versus Surfer for those deep days. It would be the Surfer, hands down. Hands down. If we're talking steep, deep, wide open, it will be the Surfer every fucking day. That board is phenomenal. Let's see. Xander Castro, what's your thoughts on the Karua-shaped dart? Any board that is similar to it that I can still make trenches carving that will fit my size 1132 boots that's not a Donic? Have you looked at the K2 overboard? You should probably look at the K2 overboard. One thing that I know about Karuas from a lot of people that I've talked to that have them, they all tend to get rid of them because they're so torsionally stiff. There's just no fucking flex in them. So that's it. I need to get some Karuas and ride them. So does Kevin. So, J Reyes 812, kill, marry, fuck, K2, party platter, super pig, war pig. Okay, I'd kill the war pig, I'd fuck the party platter, and I'd marry the super pig, right there. So, hopefully that answers that. All right. Ronaldo has stiff bindings or medium stiff on a power board. Personal preference on that for everyone. You should figure it out. For me personally, my bindings are like below middle of the road flex. I mean, they're just fucking, by now they're just so ham boned in. I actually thrive off of a super stiff boot and then a softer flexing binding. For me, I just want one binding for everything. I don't care if I'm jibbing all day, riding pow, or just cruising groomers. That's kind of fine. So, let's see. Heggy Huffler. I'm a Red Dead, 45 years old. I'm looking for an all-mountain board that will be good on groomers, fun in powder, and won't suck in park jump. Super Pig? Yeah. Super Pig is definitely one. Captain Mercury, Jones Mountain Twin, yes, Typo. The Ride Algorithm is also a sleeper Rad Dad hit. And you might even like the Niche Maelstrom. It's not like the most park-friendly board, but that board's just super phenomenal. So, total Rad Dad board. Cena or John Cena Corn the woman. I don't really care what your name is. No, I do. I love you. Are you going to be reviewing any United Shapes boards? Yes. I'll swing by my local shop because they're a dealer and they always have demos, and I'll get on some stuff probably late November, early December for you guys and get that going on. Relax. Wait, I work not anymore, but I used to work like 40 hours a week. I think I work like 20 hours a week at a real job, and now I'm just doing this. Kevin works though like 120 hours a week. So I don't really know. Maybe. Let's see. Brandon Adkins, did you get a chance to ride the GNU Newzoid? Looked interesting to say the least. No, because that is such a limited release. Our rep didn't even know that existed. Like when they dropped that thing came out of the blue. No one knew that thing was coming at all. They're designing it around being a full collector's item board. I've got to shut this window. Sorry. Goddamn assholes running jackhammers out there. Let's see. What's up? Anton Clark, thoughts on Kura snowboards in general? I think it's a great concept. I think they have a great marketing behind it. I also think that most people are buying into the hype of the brand, because if you actually look, there are very few reviews, and like the only place that I've seen actual like reviews, and I won't even call them actual reviews because they're bullshit, is over at the Good Ride, which means James Beastie wrote it, which means it's fucking bullshit. He's over there just sucking their dick like, give me snowboards! Ah! Fucking yeah. So Eric Lim, would you have any recommendations for early intermediate all mountain rider looking to progress? Would the Nitro Team Gullwing be good? The Team Gullwing's just like an okay snowboard. It's not fucking mind blowing. I mean, if you're really looking to progress, this is what I would look at. Ride Algorithm number 1, Rosinal the 1 number 2, and then I would follow that up with either a Yes Typo or a Yes Libre, depending on your budget. Jesus Christ, somebody's going ham with the hellos in there. So let's see. Melissa Bear, hi. Any way to get reviews for women-specific boards? Okay, Melissa, I want you to understand this. I am going to find, at some point in the future, the best woman tester I can for you guys. I understand that marketplace. I understand that it needs to be addressed. But if I'm going to do it, I want to do it as well as I do things. And that means that we need to raise enough capital to hire a full team to work for us year-round. That is why Angry Snowboarder VIP is key. That is why buying through the affiliates, buying from the merchandise store, buying the sticker packs, and letting the ads play on YouTube are so important to us. But when I do, I will get women testers, and we will have so many women's reviews. And we're not going to do like that bullshit, oh, we got Janice Spiteri to review. She shouldn't even fucking talk about snowboards because she doesn't know what the hell she's talking about. No, I will make sure that when we do it, it is done 100% right, and it is perfect for you. But until I can do that, I will be on the lookout to do it. I get emails from women that want to do it, but the second I ask them any remotely technical question, they cannot answer it. They just want free shit, and that is what I deal with. I promise you, at some point, Melissa, I will get you women's reviewers, or I'll just go out of business, one or the other. I'm not really sure. But anyways, let's see what we got here. Justin Vasey, is it worth me getting the K2 Simple Pleasures if I've got the Orca, Flagship, Super Pig, GNU Mueller, and Super DOA? I was planning on using the Orca as my POW board. No, you don't need another snowboard, man. You got enough. You're good. You're just good. Let's see. Jesus Christ, who is... I'm fucking blocking this guy right here. Remove. Let's see. Hang on one second. There we go. Boom. Okay. So I just got rid of that guy that was spamming the chat. Sorry about that. I need to get a moderator on this thing. Maybe I should have made Melissa Barrett here. Melissa Barrett. Like a solid 8-to-1 odds. There are way more women here now than there were 15 years ago. Let's see. Kyle Good asks, I'm looking for a all-mountain board, but I'm super into carving. What board should I start looking into? So you're super into carving and you want an all-mountain board. K2 Simple Pleasures, Ride Super Pig, LibTech Hot Knife. I would say even the Jones Flagship is on there. Capita Kazu as well. And the Niche Maelstrom. Yes. And no, I'm not going to buy Kevin a dress. We've already talked about that. I mean, if he's going to wear a dress, we're going full in. SRS surgery, HRT, he's going to become transgender. Then we'll be the only snowboard media entity with transgendered employees. So, there. Sarajevo Flips. Looking for a board that I can use for bigger jumps, but also hit some jibs, maybe go urban. 180 centimeters, 65 kilogram, size 10.5. Much love for your channel. All right, bud. So what you're looking for is a park board that can do everything. but still be slightly flexible, but bigger jumps. Interior plane project, Honolulu. Ride Burnout. Capita the Outsiders. The new Rome Agent. You could even do the Rome Mod. You might even like the Rome Buckshot. The Yes Jackpot. The Nitro Beast. And I think that's where I'm going to end it before I get you too confused with too many boards. Jorge Morales, what's your dream snowboard trip destination? Japan has always been on the list of places I want to go, probably because I'm never coming back, ever, if I go there. Or if I do, I'm coming back with a wife and a kid and dual citizenship. Either way, Japan is top priority for me. Like a lot of people, it's all about steep and deep. For me, I like low angle POW. I'm not gonna lie, I just love it. It's like my favorite thing on fucking earth. Maybe it's because I'm getting old. I don't know, but Japan is there. But otherwise, I try not to have like dream destinations. I just have places that I want to go and check out. You know, I mean, I live the fucking dream every day, man. In the winter, I fucking ride every day, and it's great. I mean, last year I think I clocked over 100 powder days. So, let's see. Let me see if I can kick this guy out of here. Did I boot that guy out? I don't know if he's booted out of the chat. So, Engine asked, did you like the new Rome Blackjack? There was no change in the Blackjack, so I love the old Blackjack. So I'm assuming with no changes, it's still the same. Henri Besta, your memory is awesome. So, interesting fact about my memory. This is with 23 concussions that it's still this good, which I should be retarded. I've been doing a lot of research and just on my brain and stuff like that. Like I shouldn't be as uncanny as it is anymore, but there's like a certain level of memory. And I can't remember right now what the name is. I was reading about it, but Mary Lou Henner actually has it, and a few other people. It's something like less than 40 people in the world. I don't think I'm on their level, but it's a set skill that you can remember dates, times, and place as it pertains to your life. I don't remember dates and times, but I remember conversations. It's like an audio photographic. It's an audio and photographic memory. Morton Downey Jr. actually used to have that, where he would just read talking points before he'd go do his live show. Just so everyone knows, like when I do a top 5 or anything, I just have a list of talking points, and then I'm just like, I hit what I need to hit and just move on to the next thing. So that's kind of how I do everything. So thanks for bringing that up. I'm stoked that people notice I have a good memory. So Jonas X asks, is there something similar to the Capita DOA? I just broke mine. I love the way it rode. Need at least a 26 centimeter waist width, size 12 boot, but I'm curious on trying something new. It's funny, you like the DOA. I fucking hate that board. I feel like that's how it goes, though. The people that love it, and then the rest of us that hate it are like, oh, God, this thing's so overmarketed. There are so many good boards out there. If you're just looking for like a high-end park board, though, with a 26 waist, I got to think about this for a minute here. Well, the new Telos Chillum for 2020 is pretty solid. That Lago double barrel, but I think that's only like a 25.6 waist on there. The Assassin Pro, which is not a full 26 waist on there, depending which size you go to. Huck Knife Pro as well. God, what else is out there? Oh, the new Jackpot from Yes is fucking phenomenal. I really love that thing. I think it's like going to be underrated because the old Jackpot, there was a bunch of people that didn't like it, and when they overhauled it, it really changed. So Japan probably yes, and Australia no. No. So here's my problem with Australia. I have no fucking immune system anymore. Like I destroyed that when my spleen got removed. So that's literally a whole island of shit that's out to kill me. That's probably poisonous, and I will not survive. I will die in Australia. I want to go. I'll probably get skin cancer. Also, I want to go see where Mad Max was filmed. I want to go to that guy that has the Falcon out there and the Turbo Interceptor and whatever that he stole or rebuilt or whatever. He's got like, I don't know. It's a tourist attraction. That's literally, I want to go to Australia to go to fucking sideshow attractions. If I do go, I'll snowboard too. So yeah. Lazy Valve Gaming. Can you put the unicorn hat on Kevin? No, he's not here. It's not going anywhere. Igor, just go to New Zealand instead. Nothing but kiwi birds and nice mountains. 3-hour flight from Australia. Funny fact, I actually changed Siri's accent so she is a Kiwi on my phone because I find it far more soothing than the normal Siri voice. Okay, Cube Monkey, Orca sizing 153 versus 59 for a 200-pound rider who mostly rides A basin. Thanks. Get the 53. Get the 53. Like I rode that thing. I was 195-ish, somewhere between 190 and 195 when I rode it. I'm sitting at 210 right now. I'd still ride the 153. Get that, bud. I think you'll be good. Dude Guy Man 77, what should I do if I want to get into snowboard cross with a size 13 boot? How serious are you about this? Because if you're just like doing beer league and you don't really care, I would say just go get like a Ride Mountain Pig, something like that that's stiffer that you can charge with. But if you're actually talking about serious, then you should probably be looking at like a Donic, like a race board or something like that if you're really serious about doing border cross. Snowcode asks, which if you guys don't know what Snowcode is, it is a chemical compound that you can use instead of hot waxing that lasts longer than hot waxing. They sent me some, and we will be doing a long-form review testing it out. So if you don't believe in waxing like myself, you should check out Snowcode. He asks, why do you think the Solomon quadratic side cut struggles in icy conditions, as mentioned on the Ultimate Ride and film? Because it's a straight line. So what you get is these straight lines that form this kink point, and that kink point doesn't have enough grip in it on ice. So you get like that saucer sled effect going on there. So unfortunately, the board is not doing what you need it to do and grip where you need it to grip. Let's see. What else we got going on here? I feel like I missed one. John S., what's yours / Kevin's opinion on sizing down a size on stiffer boards? Does that fuck up the way the board is supposed to ride? It changes the whole dynamic of it, but like, so I kind of had this conversation with my buddy Petey, who is the Jones Yes and Now rep here in Summit County. We were talking about the Ultra Mind Expander, and he wanted to put me on the 58 or 59, whatever it is, and I took the 54, and I told him, I was like, no, everyone's complaining about how stiff this is when they buy size appropriate. I'm going to downsize on it and go ride it. So I went and I rode it, and when we were talking, when I brought it back, he was like, so what you think? And I was like, this was perfect. Like, I don't understand why people were complaining about it. It's just you guys' weight ranges are set too high. So when you go to like a stiffer board that's smaller, you're going to gain more maneuverability. Yeah, you might lose that stiffness and drive that it has, but it comes down to the actual construction of how that board is built. So, let's see. Marco Pinsker asks, France. I have relatives in France. I don't know if I even want to see them or let them know I'm in the country. They might try to like do family things. I know. Well, let's see. Okay, this. I'm gonna butcher this name, but it's gonna be good. Noy Nicholas Peterson Olsen. I hope. I don't know. That was not a French accent. It should have been. I'm lucky enough to get to spend the entire next winter at Lex. Pow whenever there is good snow. Park butters inside here when there isn't. The War Pig intrigues me a bit. What would you recommend? Super Pig. The War Pig intrigues you, but for what you're describing, if you're going to hit everything, Super Pig is going to be far more versatile out of that. That is where I would actually look at it. Sweet, we're up to 80 people in the stream. I want to see if we can get this thing up to 100. Think we can do that, guys? Come on, spread the word. Let's get some people in here. So, let's see. Anton Clark, what are your thoughts on the new Yes 2020? I need to get on it because I know it got a slight overhaul in it. The last one I was on, I mean, it's a fun fuck around board, but the way that powder hull was shaped. It was the day I rode it. That thing just packed snow in there, and I could just was like, ugh, ugh. It was just rocking my world just a little too much. So, yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at. Let's see. Melissa Barrett, is there such a thing as too short of a board? What are the effects of a board that is too short? I'm 5'9", and people keep telling me I need a longer board. I like a 149 shorter. Well, one, everyone that tries to size based off your height is a fucking idiot. It's your weight. Do I believe that there are people that ride too short of boards? Yes, I do. I see them daily. I see women that are like, I can't ride anything over a 142. Bitch, you're like 145 pounds. Put your ass on a 49 and go ride the damn thing. Don't fucking tell me that. The only reason you do that is because it's compensating because you lack the inability to progress as a rider. It's the same concept when you see new riders always tend to ride a smaller board than need. It speeds up the learning curve, but then when they stay there, it sucks. So just for frame of reference, in 1995, I rode a 152. I should have been riding a 157. I rode a 152 almost till 2000. 2000, I switched over to a 159, which was a little too much board, but that was because it was the Burton Dragon. But it changed my riding habits so much that I jumped down to a 157.5. Fuck that board, traded it for some Taco Bell, but whatever. Went back down to a 52, said fuck this, bumped back up to a 56. That kind of became my ideal size for a while. Moved to Washington, started riding bigger boards, moved to Steamboat, and pretty much the sky was the limit after that. But basically, people that ride smaller boards are trying to compensate for bad habits that they have picked up. So, let's see. Brandon Adkins, best all-mountain wide board with a little bit of park, basic rails and jumps, got a 12.5 boot, about 190 pounds. What size? Don't care about what style, camber, jibby, etc. Go check out the wide Rosinal Jibsaw, not the Jibsaw HD, but the regular Jibsaw. That'll be, actually, you might even like the Jibsaw HD, depending at 190 pounds, like I think that 155, that might actually work for you. Still be a little jibby out in the tip because of that. Otherwise, I would say like the Yes Typo, the Jones Mountain Twin, the Capita Mercury. Those three are like my go-to staple boards. Or check out the new Ride Algorithm. Loving that thing these days. Let's see. Hans Arne Vartdal asks, anything new for a 280-pound Viking? Well, your name is Viking as fuck to begin with. Love it. Been riding Burton Custom 170 and Nitro Magnum 171 last couple of seasons. Yeah, dude. Go check out the new Jones flagship. They've got some big sizes for guys like you. I think the biggest size is like a 74 or 71, something like that in there. The Ride Commissioner also comes in a bigger size as well. And you might, I stress might, like the new Telos DST, not the DST lightweight / carbon, whatever the fuck they're calling it, because that name changes on there. Or you might even like the Capita Black Snowboard of Death, or even the Capita Warp Speed. You got options out there, bud. Like you got some options for sure. This is just a funny comment, Zach Green. Hey, Kevin and TJ, I love your channel. Keep up the great work. This isn't Kevin or TJ from Snowboard Pro Camp. My name's Avron. My co-partner and co-host is Kevin Hubb, not Kevin Pierce. Two different people there, bud. Nice try, though. Oh, hey, John, thanks for the super chat. Just saying, appreciate all the advice. Can't wait to see all the content this season. Yeah, we've got a bunch of stuff coming out for you, so that'll be super solid. Let's see. Thanks, Jack Ripper, also for the super chat. Really appreciate that. Let's see what we got going on here. Our guests are soft bindings and boards more for freestyle, and stiff bindings and stiff board better for carving things. To an extent, yes. I mean, if you're just like you're taking it face value right there, soft boots, soft bindings, soft boards, more jibby, more playful, better for entry. Stiff boots, stiff binding, stiff board, better for carving and hard charging. But personal preference plays into that. So I actually ride a soft binding and the second stiffest boot that K2 makes, and I like a medium flex board. So, and that's what I like for jibbing. Let's see. Eric Digiacomo, I hope I said that right. Sorry, man. I'm awful with names. Looking at a spring break slush slasher for a playful powder board, any thoughts? So if you're riding low angle POW and you're looking for a party board, it's amazing. That board is super fun. You can like really just get low, rip carves, slash with it and stuff. But if you're going to get into steeper and deeper POW, it has its limitations. And that's when you actually want to start looking at other powder boards that are out there. I'd say if you're looking at a volume shifted powder board, but you want something that's going to be a little more versatile when you get into stiffer terrain, you might like, say, something like the K2 Simple Pleasures or the K2 Cool Bean, you know, the Ride Super Pig, or even the Mountain Pig. Mountain Pig's ultra stiff, though, comparatively. So, you know, there's that. James D. Yo, Angry, fan from Toronto here. Any thoughts on the 2019 DC Media Blitz? By the way, you guys deserve more subscriptions. Yes, I know we do. I actually have a review of the Media Blitz up there. I don't think it changed for 2019. I never liked that board. It's fucking dead. It's really stiff. Like, it's super weird how stiff that thing actually is. So, you know, there's that. Let's see. Gabe Sawa asks, you moved to Washington. Have you ever ridden Alpental? No, I didn't ride Alpental. When I lived in Washington, I actually lived in Leavenworth and had a season's pass to Stevens Pass that I got from my evil girlfriend at the time. I think I paid like $43 for it. Rode like 100 days. I never rode Alpental. I've ridden Baker, Stevens, and Mission Ridge in Washington. I would love to actually go back and ride a few more of those resorts. I miss the terrain up there in the snow. I don't miss the people. It was really weird. But Washington has absolutely sick terrain. I think everyone at some point in their life should go to the Northwest and ride a snowboard. So let's see what we got here. Name 0011. I've been riding the S Basic. Like it a lot. I like something catch free because I'm progressing. How do these 3D camber raised edges compare to something like Camrock? It depends on who is making it. So there is such a thing as too much 3D shaping in a board, and when you do that, you lose that drive that you get off your edge because the contact point cannot grip, so it washes out. So you have to be very careful when you're looking at those and make sure that it's more of a minimal 3D than like a monstrous one. It's kind of like Battalion does it well with their shaping on certain boards, but other ones, it's really questionable on whether or not they're good. Like, I've ridden some Battalion boards, gotten on ice and been like, oh God, I'm going to fucking die. But then I ride something like the Battalion Carver, and that thing's got 3D shaping, and that board rips a carve so fucking well. It's so amazing, and it's so different. So, like that. Let's see, we got another super chat from Marco Figueroa. We appreciate your reviews so much more. Well, I appreciate all the support I've been getting. It's weird after 10 plus years to see how much support, because back in the day, tell you guys a little story with Uncle Averin here. Back in the day, no company wanted anyone to do online reviews. They just didn't see any value in it. So I used to have to go and fight with companies to get product. Luckily, I was working in a shop, so I could convince the reps that they should drop them off for the shop. Then I'd just fucking gank everything and go review it. But it took, I think by year 5, companies were starting to come around to it. But I had to open that door for everything. And I don't think people understand that. That's why everyone has surpassed me, because they had the door open. I had to go break everything down. And I made a lot of enemies at the time because I've never been afraid to say what needs to be said. So, Jake XSV, congrats on the 2020 board review release. Thanks for all the work. Jake, thanks for the super chat, bud. Thanks for being a VIP member. thanks for just killing it and being in the Midwest. Totally stoked on that, bud. Hopefully sometime, maybe not this winter, I'll make it through the Midwest. We can meet up and go make some laps. Maxwell Wyman, can you name me one NBA player, please? Past or present? Because I feel like Marshawn Lynch is an NBA player. I heard something about that, right? He plays the stickball. I know jack shit about sports. I don't. I fucking hate sports. If anything, I'd say Carmelo Anthony, Dwayne Wade, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I don't know. There you go. You got your answer on that one. And Jen, is there a old board you want to ride again? Okay. First off, I would love to see Atomic Snowboards come back and bring the Atomic Hatchet back at a $300 price point. Love that board. It was fucking phenomenal. I need to find an old Atomic catalog so I can just take it to a factory and be like, make me this. Just this right here. The K2 Jib Pan. The K2 Medium was supposed to be the spiritual successor of the Jib Pan, and I wrote it, and I was so fucking displeased with it. It's not a Jib Pan. I would love to have an old Jib Pan, the old Ride DH2 from the third year when it had a shit ton of pop and snap in it. That thing was absolutely phenomenal. Let's see what else is out there. I'm trying to think. I've ridden a lot of boards. Actually, if Amplid would bring back the Pillow Talk, I'd be so fucking happy. I love that thing. I'm sad that mine has basically become a rock board. I'm probably going to just donate it to the Shred Foundation. Also, for anyone that has old snowboard gear that's still usable but you don't know what to do with it, you should check out shredfoundation.org. It's my friend Danny's foundation that gets inner city kids up on the hill and teaches them the snowboarding culture and lifestyle and teaches them careers in snowboarding. So this isn't like one of those things like chill. Oh, we took these kids up on the mountain and we fucking let them go ride and then we sent them back to the ghetto and they got shot. No, he's taking them out, teaching them life skills, teaching them resort management skills, working in rental shops, working in repair shops, working with reps, being instructors, shit like that. He's teaching them the full thing. So if you ever get a chance and you really want to support a really good foundation, check out shredfoundation.org. James Breas, did you ever ride the Shreddy Kruger from Arbor? Oh, yeah. Fucking love that thing, man. I got a bunch of written reviews on angrysnowboarder.com. So for anyone that doesn't understand, for the last 10 years, we've had angrysnowboarder.com. There is a backlog for 10 years of just about every board we've ever ridden on there. Let's see. Igor asks, did you ever ride a Nitro Shogun? I had one in 2003. I've had faster boards since then, but that Nitro was the only board that made me feel like I was shaking hands with God every time I was on it. I don't think I rode that. I remember selling them, but I don't remember ever actually riding them. I think I was busy riding super teams and dislocating my shoulders and shit. So that's it. Noy Nicholas Patterson Olsen killed it with the pronunciation. Yeah, I hope I probably butchered that name. I really want to improve my jibbing game as well. How does the Super Pig jib? And at 152 pounds and a 10.5 boot, what size would you recommend? Okay. So you got to understand that it's a little directional, so it's going to be easier to nose press than tail press. You're going to put a little more weight over the tail on that board just to get it to nose press. It does have camber, so it's going to slide okay. It is directional, so if you're really looking to progress as a jibber and you can only have one board, it'll get the job done, but you should probably pick up a jib board. For 152 pounds, I think you'd probably want the small, maybe the medium, but probably the actual small, because they don't actually have normal sizes in there. So hopefully that answers your question. Let's see what we got going on here. I feel like I'm missing a couple. Marco Pinsker asks, any luck with the offshore snow shapes? We talked. It just didn't happen. I'm going to hit them up again and see. I mean, I think they understand the value that I bring to the brand by reviewing it, but they make such limited amounts of boards. I know it's going to be tough. Maybe if I'm up in Washington, I can meet up with Russell Winfield and grab one of them, but he doesn't like me for some reason. Don't really care. I find it funny. So, yeah. Let's see. Moto P, seriously, though, why do you hate Never Summer so much? They owe me fucking money. They owe me so much fucking money and clout. I helped that brand. I fucking made them what they are right now. Fuck them. They threw me under the bus for a guy that was a goddamn meth head that actually ended up joining Islam and becoming a fucking ISIS agent and Akbar, whatever. Nothing against Islam. Don't want that taken out of context. I have a lot of Muslim friends, but this dude basically went off the deep end and joined like the terrorist state, and they they were looking for a yes man, and he was there, and then he cracked and went batshit insane. That's a whole fucking story for a podcast. I could do it. I really don't want to get into it on this live stream, but in the surfs. How do you become a VIP? So you go to angrysnowboarder.vip, which is run on the Patreon platform. You pick the tier that you want, you subscribe to it, and you go from there. So Matt Tizzolo, is the Mind Expander comparable to the Nitro Dropout? Looking for a daily-ish paddleboard, almost exclusively ride Union Meadows at Cup. Okay, so I love Union Meadows, and I love Copper, and I know how... Okay. Here's the thing. The Mind Expander is a little more pow-centric than the Dropout. The Dropout would be a better daily driver for Colorado, in my opinion, which is probably why I'm actually picking one up. It is going to have different snap and different float in it just because of the camber profile and the flex pattern on it. But, I mean, if you're riding Copper, like, last year was an exceptional year. Fucking amazing year, right? Totally would want a Mind Expander. But if it was the year before, when it was the bad year, you would want a Dropout. And that's where it is. The Dropout is going to be just more versatile, in my opinion. Let's see. Sorry. Just scrolling through some questions here. Frode asks, recommendation for a short, fat, freestyle resort paddleboard. Tried Amplid Pillow Talk, but the whole thing delaminated. Ooh. Check out the Marhar Lumberjack in the 152. I'd say that, or you might like the short wide from Libtech, or even the new K2 Party Platter. That one would be really solid. Marco Figueroa, Vertica ski wear Fisher Price. Please elaborate. Have you ever looked at their shit? It is the most garbage fucking outerwear out there. It's fucking shit cut, shit material, shit seams, shit sewing. It's cheap. It's David Lesh cutting corners and living off of his name in pro skiing to just try to do it. He lives off of his fucking, I'm a bad boy and I can do whatever I want. David Lesh is a giant fucking pussy. That's all it is. He hides behind the fact that his dad has a shit ton of money and funds him. That's all it is. He went to the cheapest factory he could and put it out with just a tall baggy cut when free skiing was blowing up. That's it. I worked at a shop when I was the manager, and we did skiing, and we were a ski shop and snowboard shop and stuff, and they tried to bring it in, and I was like, this shit's fucking garbage. It's overpriced fucking garbage. So, there. Let's see. Anton Clark asks, is the Battalion Surfer Limited overpriced? It costs $1,200, by the way. No, I know the price. It's up to you. If you want a collector's item, yeah, I guess. I realistically just buy the regular Surfer. It's good. I mean, the Limited is just overpriced. It's a penis board. It's like, I drove my Ferrari to the mountain. Look at me. Wow, fuck you. It's for the guy that drives a fucking Hummer because his dick is like this big. So there you go. Oh, got a super chat here. Arg, I got the Ultra Mind Expander in March and been riding earring. Kevin, you need more earrings. I guess. I don't know. I'll poke a hole in it with the ice pick later tonight. How stiff do you want to go with that? Because that's a stiffer board, but I mean, you could do like the Now drives, the Now O drives, the Jones. I think it's the Mercury is the stiffer one, but don't quote me on it. Whatever one's the stiffer one, but from Jones. You could do the Black Label from Rome. Yes, I know it's a $550 binding. That binding is fucking phenomenal. Fucking phenomenal. Let's see. The Genesis X as well from Burton is a solid choice. Was it the Ride Rodeo Carbon or Limited or whatever the fuck it is from Ride? There's one. I don't know if it's a Rodeo or I can't remember what the name of it is, but basically any of the higher end bindings out there. Colin Dole, I love POW. Do you know anything about the offshore snow shaped Snurf sub? Well, they designed their boards for POW, that's for sure. Unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to ride it. Trying to get that to happen. We'll see. Maybe we can make something happen down the road. I think that those guys have a great understanding of board geometry and shapes and how to make a board for riding deep POW. I mean, look where they're located in Japan. So, yeah, so there's that. Ian the Welshman asking Kevin, would the K2 Party Platter be a good first volume shifted board for beginner intermediate? Ian, yes. Go buy the Party Platter. Just go, and you're going to be so stoked. It's going to ride so much different than the Battalion you've been on. It's going to ride so much different. I think you're going to be super stoked on that, bud. Let's see. S2000 guy, how's New York treating you right now? Is it like 100 degrees down there on Long Island or wherever you're from? I know you're in Brooklyn or something like that. Bro, your live chat name should be Not So Angry Snowboarder. Not used to seeing you this cheery and happy. Dude, you don't get it. Everyone assumes when you're angry, it's mad and it's violent, just rage. Anger is a seething hatred of the position you're in. It is the exact opposite of melancholy. I am angry about a lot of things. I am angry about the state of snowboarding. I am angry about the state of local shops. I am angry about the state of snowboard media. I am angry about the poser fucks that have come into snowboarding. I am angry about a lot of things, but I do not have to have seething rage and snapping shit in half and hulking out to prove an actual point. Anger is an emotion, but it needs to be used wisely. Boarding 24/7. So I have an Orca 59 looking to split it. Any big problems you could see with the tail? No? I mean, what, with that, like that little cutout in it? I mean, they've got tucked edges, so it's going to be really easy to split that thing down. Anton Clark, have you or Kevin ever ridden the Arbor Terrapin? Why don't you go read the comments down there, because Kevin has ridden the Terrapin. Condo VIPs with the super chat. Thanks for the reviews. Picked up the Endeavor Archetype during end of season sale this year because of your reviews. Can't wait to ride. Dude, I love that thing. I've got a 58. I was testing some bindings on it, and I was just like, why the fuck don't I ride this thing enough? Like, yes, I know that I need to be doing more live streams weekly. When it's a little time-consuming when you have a 40-hour-a-week job. You're trying to ride 100-plus boards for review. You're filming and editing and doing everything, and you want to have mental sanity. I will be quitting my actual day job, though, soon, and when I do, this will become a regular thing. I know it's been 2 years since the last one. I've always wanted to do these regularly. We're going to try to do this more frequently because I feel like it definitely connects with you guys as an audience, and I really want to be there. I really want to build out this community. I've got some goals. I'm working on a video right now that I need to just sit down and fucking do, explaining what the future of Angry holds as we're going into year 11, because we're one of the oldest independent snowboard medias out there. So hopefully that's something you can do. Also, Kevin is actually Matt Guff. Matt squeezes into a little skin suit and then zips up and becomes, you know, Kevin. It's kind of like that episode of Family Guy where Fred Savage is Michael Moore and a few other celebrities. That's really what Kevin is. So, let's see. Jesus, all these are like... Jake Fraps, are you guys back from Chile yet? I think you're in the wrong chat there, bud. TJ and Kevin Pierce are in Chile. Averin and Kevin Hub are in Colorado. So, let's see. Here we go. Andrew Wotan wides in 7.5, but I can only find them at Burton Direct. None of the big retailers are stocking that size. Think it's too risky to wait? Okay, so if that's not a common size, so when it sells out, it's going to sell out. If you know it works for you and you know you need it, pull the plug. Just pull that trigger. Just get it. You'll be good. That's kind of how you want things to be. You know, I've had to do it. I mean, one time up here, I blew my boots apart and I was heading to Baker for a private event for 3 days. The only shop that had them And this was March. Like they should have put them on sale. They didn't. They were $280. I fucking bought them that day. Like I had to buy them. So there you go. Let's see. Jacob Schoolfield, are you doing another live stream tonight? Yes, there will be a 9 p.m. live stream tonight. I tried to do 3 live streams today, and we did the live premiere on the Ride Super Pig at midnight last night. So I'm just trying to hit multiple time zones so that everyone can ask questions, because I know we just basically shotgun blasted a ton of reviews out for everyone. So I'm just trying to hit everyone. That's why I'm still on the stream after an hour and 15 minutes. But, you know, I'm here for you guys. Marco Figueroa, your thoughts on linerless boots? They're great for kids. There's, you know, you're going to lose a lot of support in your boot by not having that liner in there. You also don't, you lose, if I kill a liner, I can throw it out and put a new one in. Liner, I think they've got a good thing going. I mean, they do some stuff really well, and I think that's really respectful. To be honest, Kevin basically created the snowboard community on YouTube. If you really look at it, like he was the first one. Him and Napton were like the first ones to really do it and embrace it. It's good. TJ is definitely a shop kid that knows what he's talking about when it comes to things. It's good to see someone that actually can come in and do a review and know what they're talking about from a shop perspective, because they've actually sold stuff to someone face to face. I think they have a good thing. It's just, my question is longevity. How many times can they travel and hit the same kinds of jumps and do the same kinds of things? Like they're like the Travel Channel of snowboarding right now, which is cool. I wish they would dive a little more deeper into the cultural aspects of it and do that. But you know, they've got the snowboard vlog thing cornered right now. I think it's a solid thing. Let's see. Oh, let's see. You guys are asking Kevin a ton of questions in the chat. Really proud of you. Kevin, you're earning your money today. That's right. I pay Kevin $10 a month. Let's see. I feel like I'm missing a question here. Where'd it go? Oh, Andre Becerra, which European brands do you think are worth it? Okay. Let's put it this way. I want to ride more European brands. I want to ride Vimana. I want to ride more from Stranda. I want to ride Borealis. I definitely want to get some of those French brands. I want to get more Amplid. You know, I really want to get, what I need to do is I need to just take a month, go to France, go to Austria, just travel around, contact all these brands, pick shit up, go out, review them, take like a little mobile lab or whatever, film studio with me, film everything, and go on with it. There are so many brands in snowboarding that I don't even think people will even realize are out there. Like if you actually go to Zupo, which is the magazine, snowboard magazine catalog, it's Japanese. If it's up, sometimes it's down. Or if you go to issue.com, 2 U's, no E, and you look up snowboard catalogs, that there's so many brands you've never friggin' heard of worldwide. My goal would be to like do 2,000, 3,000 board reviews a year. Like I would love to be able to do that and have a staff that could do that and talk about this. I would love for us to be the Top Gear or the Grand Tour of snowboarding. Like I'm honest with you, and just get to talk about all these awesome things that are out there and stuff. So let's see. Boarding 24/7. How can I make Gilson snowboards go away from my Google feed? Stop looking at Gilson. Block anything that comes up from Gilson. Report it as spam. Whenever Gilson puts up an ad on Instagram, they target snowboarders. So I get targets. So I report the ad every time as being either inappropriate, scam, and misleading spam, whatever it is I'm feeling it today. I think I put it down as being sexually inappropriate one time. It was kind of funny. So RJ Turner asks, have you guys ever ridden the Capita Peter Line Quick Strike Rainbow? And if so, what was your opinion? I haven't, unfortunately. I would have loved to. I think my friend Vic actually has one of those. Maybe I'll get on one, but honestly, it's not current anymore, and they're not bringing it back, so not something I'm going to definitely. Oh, Frode asks, thoughts on the Good Ride reviews? They're shit. They're utter fucking shit. That guy is a fucking moron. I'm going to give you story time with Uncle Averin yet again. So, probably about like 6-7 years ago, my friend Steve Norwood was the Signal snowboard rep. This is before they were doing direct. Asked me if I wanted to go to Utah for a week and help turn some screws at some demos, and I'd get to snowboard. Fair trade. I turn some screws. I get free lift tickets and a free place to stay in Utah for 5 days. So I went. So I'm working the Signal booth. James Beastie comes up. I recognize him. He doesn't recognize me. He's like, I want to take a powder board out. And I looked at him. I was like, dude, it hasn't snowed in 2 weeks and it's 45 degrees out. I want you to understand, like, this is not the right board. I want to take the Epic, the Signal Epic. Okay, I'll let you take it out. So I set him up, and he goes, and he's gone for about an hour, and he comes like, this board is absolutely sick. I was in waist-deep powder. Now, mind you, I'm sitting there with a friend of Steve's that was a snow basin local, and the guy had lived in Utah his whole life, looks at me and goes, it hasn't snowed in 2 weeks, and it's 45 degrees. I know this mountain like the back of my hand. You can't find any powder right now. You can find, like, chunder and shit. And he went on and on to say how great of a powder board it was. That dude made 2 fucking laps on a groomer and then said he was riding deep pow. He's full of shit. Let's see. Lisa Mayer, love your channel. Snowboard Pro Camp forever. We're not Snowboard Pro Camp. Why does everyone keep thinking we're Snowboard Pro Camp? Let's see. Lisa Mayer is also asking, whatever happened to that councilman in Aspen that stole all that shit from the resort? That shit was crazy. I believe that him and his wife got sentenced a couple weeks ago. There was restitution that had to be paid, and I believe they got like a suspended sentence, so they didn't have to do jail time, which is typical. They're just Aspen, throw money at it, and it'll go away. So, yeah. Let's see. Marco Figueroa with the super chat. Any hills out east worth your time? It depends on the day and the conditions. I mean, I think there's definitely, like, if you're traveling to the east specifically to go ride, no. Unfortunately, I mean, this comes from someone that lived on the East Coast for 22 years. But if, like, you had a death in the family or it was grandma's birthday and you had to go, yeah, there's definitely ones out there. Like, I would love to get back up to Maine and hit some of the stuff in New England, even some of the stuff in the Mid-Atlantic. Like, there are little hidden gems when the conditions are right. But by and large, no. James McElroy, all white people look alike. That's a true story. My cousin asked me to describe this event that happened. I was like, generic white guy did generic white guy shit. He was like, oh, okay, gotcha, yeah. So, Marco Pensker, does Kevin work at the house? No, he does not work at the house. We're in Colorado. They're in Minnesota. Big difference. Arg asks, what's the deal with Teos snowboards? I'm assuming you mean Telos. So Telos Snowboards is the factory brand for GP87, which is a factory in China that makes boards for United Shapes, Lago. They were making Monument. They make Gentum, like the not the handmade ones, but the factory ones. Gentum is made there, and it's the offshoot of an old factory called Yaki. Like, they had some shit happen, and the guys went over there and did it. Basically 20 plus years of experience. The main designer, Eric Luthard, is a friend of mine. He has designed for Ride. He has designed for Echelon. He has Flow, he was the big main designer at Flow for fucking years for their boards. Like he helped launch that basically and put their boards on the map. So yeah, there you go. All right, Kevin's out. His job is beckoning. So there you go. Anyways, I've been on for an hour and 25. I'm going to hop off now. I'll be back on at 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time tonight. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to hop on there. If you guys want to buy any stickers, check out angrysnowboarderstore.com. Thanks for the support. If you really want to support us, check out angrysnowboarder.vip as well. Thanks again for everything, guys. I'll see you again at 9 o'clock tonight. Maybe not. YouTube's not letting me leave.